Alrighty, man. Hey.
Hey, Mike, how are you doing?
Good. I'm good. Yeah, dude, you're here. This has been a bit of a journey.
Yeah, absolutely.
You and Frico, you've been at this for a while.
Yeah, it's our second time around.
How you feeling right now?
I'm feeling pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited about the final challenge.
What are you,
I've got the script all written out, and I'm sort of in the process of boarding everything.
Sweet.
And yeah. I think it should be a lot of fun.
How are you feeling about the challenge itself?
I'm feeling good. I think I can create something pretty great in the time given. And that last one, it was kind of it was pretty tough just because I was on holiday for part of it. So I had to do pretty much all the drawing there in the space of 1 week.
Wow.
So now 3 weeks is kind of a luxury, but also it'll probably be a lot longer than a minute. So
yeah, I mean, we've tried to give a little bit of free. Calling something the 1 to 3 minute film challenge doesn't have quite as much zing to it as the 60-second film challenge.
Right.
But certainly we're recommending it not be less than a minute. But there's no point in going longer than 3. But we want to make sure you have some room to share and tell the story you want to tell, and give as much of an impression of what your show is, but also be able to finish it.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, it's tough because it's a lot to take on, and you guys have all put in a ton of work to get to this point. Yours always seem to be, like they're robust from the get-go. They tell you know the world, you know the characters, and that's sort of what the comment keeps coming back. I mean, like what we saw this last time around from the judges, yours, like the writing is there. That like yours is the feels like a show one.
Oh, well, thanks.
Pepper Monterey, the production value is there, the animation is there. It communicates really well in terms of its humor and all those kinds of things. Hazan is an interesting one that's kind of come out of, in my mind, kind of out of nowhere. It just keeps making people laugh. And then we get Frico.
Like, it's really cool because I remember Frico from last year as well. And then it's kind of cool to see it improve over time. Like, I find the Frico shorts consistently really crack me up. Yeah. Like I like in the interview challenge the bit where I love the idea that it's a recording and then halfway through there's this like weird ad for sectional sofas. Like I like all those details in it. It's pretty fun. Yeah. And I actually I really like the top 3 this year. There's some pretty impressive ones, and like Brian's the animation in them is just incredible. And they're really fun. I remember really cracking up with the first Pepper in Monterey too, and the subsequent ones.
You're feeling pretty good going into this, like with where you're at right now, and with the deadline coming. You feel like you know what you're doing. Yeah,
I have a good idea of what I'm doing, and I think I'll be able to spruce it up more than some of the other ones. Like, I'm going to see... I've had friends on board helping me color character poses in the past, but maybe with this one they could... Like, I'm not the best at Flash. Like, I'm not very fast at doing line work in Flash, so maybe some of my... I'll see if some of my friends could help me with that.
Yeah, draft a couple of colleagues in to kind of help you smooth it out a little bit.
Yeah. And for the stuff I've already drawn the mouth poses for it as well, so I will be able to have some lip sync. I don't know, it's not going to be the most beautiful lip sync. It'll be probably along the lines of the Face Your Fears challenge.
Yeah.
Where, but I'll be able to have lip sync in this one.
Nice, good. I think at least one of the judges will be happy about that.
Yeah.
And then your competition. How are you feeling about them right now?
Well, you know what? I'm excited to see what they come up with. I mean, because I work with Ryan, and he's a really talented and really nice. So I like his idea a lot. So I wanted to create something cool. So, and same with the other challengers too. Like I feel there's if it's a competition where you're trying to create something, it's a creativity thing.
Yeah.
It's slightly subjective, or
very.
And I think there's more than one. There's more than enough room for one cool idea out there. Like every time around, it's been really cool to see what everyone comes up with.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's that's always the case here when you see it come in. Like really, right now, I know I've got 4 cartoons coming from 4 creators whose work I like, and I'm just dying to see what they are. Like, I'm an unabashed Frico fan, and I know I've got a good chunk of Frico. Like every time Frico gets through, I'm like, awesome. There's going to be more. Like it's so great.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, so despite, I mean, and we talk about it very openly, and with Alex about it, is that it's going to be a very hard sell for Frico to be the winner. It's not a 6 to 11 comedy. And at this point, when we talk to him, it's like, just make the thing you want to make, dude. Because as a creator, he's funny.
Oh yeah, totally. Like that's what's so great about those Rico cartoons. Like they're consistently funny. Like I think there's one where in the credits is he singing a Frank Sinatra cover. Yeah. Like it's just they're always so off the wall, and yeah, they're consistently funny. So yeah, I really want to see what that creator does for this challenge, and you know, if it doesn't work for 6 to 11, I'm sure it'll work somewhere. Like they seem to be pretty fast at making them. They could even have their own like YouTube series of Frico,
well, I think that's
like
how
a
he
kind
started
of
out.
Salad Fingers or something.
Yeah, that's how he started out. There is a Frico episode for Freaks of the Wasteland episode 1 out there that his original pitch like last year was pulled from that, and he's working on an episode 2 right now. So it's sort of it's his thing. Yeah, so it's that's the exciting part, is you get to see these things, and I watch these now more than I watch cartoons on TV. So because I feel invested in them, you know, and it's and they're good. They're good. I still like you with Betty Truffles last year and back this year with this one. You've consistently, I mean, it shows the growth, which is always awesome. You know, we're hard pressed to find who's improved the most as well, because we had Kira Grenning. Who just did so well, you know, and her development as a creator is so obvious. Brad Weaver, you know.
Yeah, it's cool. It was cool to see his stuff again too, like Kira and Brad's, because again, there's a lot of improvement and learning from the films we made last year. Like I definitely learned a lot from making the Betty Truffle shorts, and I knew to make some adjustments this time around. And I'm friends with the winner from last year, Andy. So
I've heard.
Yeah, so he's kind of like it's been pretty great because he's kind of been able to give me some terrific advice. So while he's being mentored, making everything for Startoon, like the pilot and the pitch package, he's been passing on some words of wisdom to me as well.
And we've tried to make some of that available to everybody as well by having him give some advice out in the by video as well. So I think it's worked out really nicely that way. No, I'm a big fan. It's hard for me at this point to come down. Like people keep asking me, so who do you think's going to take it? And I really have no idea. I really have no idea right now, because they're all strong and they all have different strengths. You know.
Yeah, totally. Like you said, they're sort of a unique vision for each short. Like the Hazan ones are super out there.
Yeah.
I love like the art direction, like that texture they have for him, and then he's got those big googly eyes. Like it's a really fun design.
And I think the way the challenges were structured this year, they really did focus on the characters, and it means that this really is the first time that you guys all get the chance to really show us everything. And so it really does for me make it more of a cliffhanger, a nail biter right down to the end, in terms of, I mean, you've been consistently showing us more of the show. Pepper and Monterey haven't really shown us the whole world. Hazan hasn't really shown us what an episode would be like. So it's, and I mean, actually I'll say, and Frico has, though. I mean, we talk about that one a lot, that it's actually done what a creator is supposed to do in our competition. He's maybe done it the best in terms of, it's funny, we know what the show's about, he clearly knows these characters, and yet it's the one that is it is the wild card. But he's done such a good job of sharing what his show is. It's just that his show is not 6 to 11.
Yeah. It's too bad about the demo, but yeah, the creator's voice is definitely really strong with that one.
Yeah. Are there any that you regret having to say, like, as the stuff that was in earlier?
Oh, yeah. There are definitely ones that I wish we could have seen more of, like Nico's film. I also work at Titmouse with him, and Gigi is like really, really well done, really well animated. It's I feel that one, it would have been cool to see in the finals too.
Yeah.
I was joking with him at work that'd be cool if all three of us could be in the finals, but two of us is pretty good too.
It was a personal favorite for me right from the get-go. I really thought there was something, like, I love what he did, and I really hope we haven't seen the last of him, because I think he's got a lot of legs under him as a creator.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's really terrific at animation, and it's a great idea too. Just at every hat she wears, she gets like a different magical power. Yeah, there's some really good ones this year. I wasn't too sure who would be moving on a lot of the time, just because there were so many for the judges to choose from.
Oh, and here you are.
Yeah, but I'm pretty excited about that. Yeah. And I'm really excited about Harry and Shelly as well. Like, I think it's a stronger idea than Betty Truffles in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
Or I've at least been able to articulate it clearly. Like, I think they're fun characters, and they're really fun to draw. Like, Shelly's really goofy, and then Harry's kind of a grump. So it's just they're a lot of fun to work on. Like, I think my favorite so far is the Face Your Fears one.
Yeah.
I like that one. It's just a riot to draw everything for that, and
you got a lot of cool feedback on how you approached it as well. Like, the way you chose to deal with the challenge was really interesting for everybody. I know you got some pretty solid marks for that. It's interesting because I know you a little bit as a creator. Since you graduated from school, you know what a Betty Truffles fan I am. But so it's interesting to see you take on, because Betty Truffles is a little more of a sophisticated concept.
Yeah, it's a bit more out there.
Yeah,
I think
it's trickier. So for the fact that you've just sort of embraced a cartoon comedy duo, but it's still so clearly your take on that. That's what I think is fascinating, is that you look over Pepper Monterey, same thing. It's a comedy duo. Like we were talking about it with him as the idiot and the asshole. And you've got it's not the same dynamic, but it feels like something that we recognize, because these comedy duos have been around forever. It's the fat guy, skinny guy thing,
contrasting characters.
Yeah, but it's just showing two different creators taking their own approaches to that concept. So it's amazing to watch. It's so cool to watch all this happen with all you guys doing it, and the fact that you've taken your sensibility, which I look at Betty Truffles, and to me that's your sensibility, and that you've applied it to this cartoon trope that is the buddy comedy, and it's unique, and it's funny, and it's mildly complicated, but not so complicated that it's not you can't understand it. I think it's fantastic. I'm looking forward to seeing what you do next.
I really like. I think the problem with Betty Truffles last year is she didn't. It would have been cool if she had a sidekick or something.
Yeah.
Just because there was a lot of. I think there's one where it was just voiceover of what she was doing. So it was cool to have two characters that could kind of bounce off each other, like play off of each other's personalities.
Yeah.
So I think that made a big difference, and it's fun to write kind of banter between characters, and so yeah, I've been having a ton of fun with Harry and Shelly so far, and I'm pretty excited about what I've got planned for the finale.
Nice.
So long as I can get it all done.
Well, I guess that's the thing. So, like, what's the biggest challenge for you right now?
Well, the biggest challenge is I sort of hurt my wrist a while back, so No, it's fine. Like I just have to wear a brace when I draw, so I'm kind of slow at that. But so I just have to make sure I take breaks when I draw, and then I'm good. Like I think that with the submission video, I was working pretty ridiculous hours on that, and so now I just have to be smarter about how I use my time.
Right.
And then the other thing too is it's probably going to be pretty long. So I've made it a bit modular where they kind of face two separate obstacles on the way to their goal.
Okay.
And there's one obstacle where if I were to remove it entirely, you wouldn't notice.
Okay.
So that's going to be I made it a bit modular. So if I have time, I can include that one because
Awesome.
it's funny, but it doesn't necessarily add to the overall arc of the story.
With some real creative strategy here in terms of so execution is what you're most concerned about right now. But
yeah,
amazingly, you've taken this creative strategy. That's great, man. That's awesome. I hope we get to see the whole thing. I don't want to wait for a director's cut.
Well, yeah, I think I'll be able to get there. Like, it's just, I just have to take breaks. Like, it was just, I think, it was just flaring up the other day. But if like yesterday I didn't draw, so today I'll be able to draw quite a bit, hopefully. And then, yeah, I've got a bunch of friends helping me out, and I'm taking some time off too. So that'll help a ton. Like, it's amazing. Like, I can get a ton done on days when I'm not going to work and I'm not super tired.
We tried to schedule it so that there'd be at least like one long weekend during each round. So.
I really appreciated that because I think every challenge so far I've utilized that long weekend day to its max. And I usually also, I find that if I take the day it's due off, it means I can work all night leading up to that time.
Right.
Which is, because I think I would do that normally. Even if I was already done, I'd be like, well, I could make this thing better too. But
yeah, we don't expect to see yours early. We never expect to see yours early. I think Nico's been pretty good about getting his stuff in early. Yeah, there've been one or two, but I know what to expect.
Yeah, I feel there's always that feeling where, well, this could be done better, or maybe it's just my optimistic miscalculation of how much time I have left. So it's like, oh well, I can spend this amount of time drawing this thing, and then I look over and okay, well there's a day left. Okay, well I just have to get this block done. Oh well, I just have to get these number of scenes done, and finally it's well, I can get about a scene done at once an hour. All right, let's start drawing.
You start cranking them out. So we have a pretty strong representation from Startoon at Titmouse. What's the? I mean, what is it like over there with all these people working there that are all part of this? What's it been like this year?
It's pretty cool. I think. So last year there was Andy and myself, and that was pretty cool. And I think maybe people who knew Andy and I think there's an email about it that went around at work, and then your talk in Vancouver. I think that inspired some people to take part in it. And then it's a great atmosphere to work in. I think they do a lot to encourage creativity among their artists there.
Yeah, your supervisors aren't too pissed at us that that you're taking days off and to work on this other stuff and.
Well, yeah, as long as I get all my work done at work, and then I go home and I work on this.
So there's goodwill. It's not like we're.
Yeah, and I mean like Ryan's a supervisor himself, so. He can't very well get upset with himself for working on it.
So he's not your supervisor though, is he?
No. I work in a different department.
That's probably good.
Show.
That's probably a good thing. I would imagine right now he would just be loading you up with work, so that to screw with your ability to execute on your final challenge.
Maybe, but I don't think he would do that. But then, yeah, and the other thing that's really cool about Titnos is we have this 5-second day challenge every year, and that's a riot to do.
Well, I think that's where Pepper Monterey actually even came from.
Really? I didn't know that.
Or one of the somebody had done one previously that they used as their submission. I became aware, or at least that's where I found Ryan's work. You guys, you, Andy, somebody suggested him, and I went and I found him online and saw his work, and then I was like, dude, you got to come and do this. The 5-second thing is great. It's awesome. I love seeing that stuff happen all over the place. It's fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so any last fingers crossed? How are you? Like, is there anything? I don't know. Like, you feeling good?
Yeah, I'm feeling really good.
Positive.
I'm really excited about this challenge. Got the story all figured out. I've got it all planned out in my head, and I've been doing the boards, and I've actually had time too so far to clean up the line work. So even if can't do them in Flash, at least they're not going to be these sketchy drawings that I've usually had so far. So I think it'll look cool. I think it'll be a lot of fun. Nice. It's just a matter of getting it done.
Pushing through to the finish line, right?
Yeah.
All right, we're almost there. Okay, man, thank you so much. Always an absolute pleasure talking to you. Okay, man, get back to work. We'll talk to you soon.
All right. Cheers.